What's up guys, it's Tom here and welcome to the Liverpool Newcastle post-match reaction and analysis video. And what an absolutely mad, bonkers game. This was probably the craziest game of football that I have seen in many years. And I almost said the craziest game of football that I watched this year. But yeah, I don't want to go there with those jokes. But you know, I was an absolute nervous wreck at halftime because Liverpool had 18 shots in just the first half and Mo Salah missed a penalty. It was a pretty bad penalty. But I don't understand why Liverpool fans, some of them at least, are slating Mo Salah for missing 4 penalties out of 11. Because he actually scored his previous 5 penalties before he took his first penalty against Newcastle. So he was perfect from penalties this season. But of course, the penalty was down the middle. Dubravka saved it. And Darwin Núñez was especially dreadful with his finishing. I want to look up his XG because overall Liverpool had 7.5 expected goals. We should have scored 7 or 8 goals. Absolutely bonkers game from a finishing point of view. I mean, Darwin Núñez alone, 8 shots, he created 1 big chance, and Darwin Núñez's XG was 1.6.7. His XG on target was 1.9. So Darwin Núñez should have scored at least 2 goals, but at least he got an assist before the first Liverpool goal, which came just after half-time. And also Darwin Núñez missed 3 big chances, and the biggest worry for me is Darwin Núñez overall had like 30 big chances missed in his Liverpool career and he only scored like 12 big chances. So Darwin Núñez is still not a great finisher. But as I said, as long as he keeps making these runs, as long as he keeps contributing to the team, and as long as he keeps getting these chances, he will score a lot of goals. This time he was very unselfish before the first Liverpool goal. But as I said, at halftime I was really nervous. And I think that penalty miss really made the Liverpool players nervous. How did you feel after or during the game, and how do you see the title race unfolding? Because now Liverpool are 5 points clear at the top of the Premier League table, but Man City have a game in hand, and if Man City win that, Liverpool are 2 points ahead. I think the title race will be between Liverpool and Manchester City, even though I don't rule out Arsenal and Aston Villa yet, and even Tottenham, but I don't see anybody but Man City and Liverpool seriously having a chance to win the title. But as I said, Liverpool, how did they not score in the first half? Luis Diaz was absolutely brilliant. He actually scored a fantastic goal in the first half, lifting it over the goalkeeper, but Darwin Núñez was marginally offside. And after Salah missed the penalty, Newcastle actually scored a goal, but thankfully it was marginally offside as well. So Liverpool got lucky that it wasn't 1-0 to Newcastle. But after half-time, Liverpool actually started with the same relentless, brilliant attacking performance, but we got a little bit more calm in front of goal. I think in the first half Liverpool were over enthusiastic in their finishing, and we just got the emotions were too much. We got carried away a little bit. Trent Alexander-Arnold kicked the ball away at the end of the first half, which was really frustrating. But I understand his frustration because the referee didn't give a yellow card to Joelinton for clearly shoving Szoboszlai or pulling him back, dragging him back. And then Joelinton fouls Luis Diaz. And the referee doesn't even give a foul, never mind the yellow card to Joelinton. And Luis Diaz, of course, remonstrated that decision, rightfully so. Luis Diaz was fuming that he didn't get a foul for a clear foul outside the box. And instead it was Luis Diaz who got the yellow card. So I think the referee in the first half, Anthony Taylor, who is a Manchester-based referee, by the way, so probably he has friends who support Manchester City or Manchester United, and he doesn't like Liverpool. And the referee, the game got out of his hand, basically. Thankfully, Jurgen Klopp calmed the players down at halftime, because in the second half, Liverpool showed a much more mature, much more emotionally controlled game. And Mo Salah will be a huge miss for Liverpool, because not only is he now the leading top scorer in the Premier League with 14 goals, he is also the leading guy in assists with 8 assists. So Salah in just 20 games has 22 goal contributions. Absolutely bonkers numbers by Mo Salah. And yet some Liverpool fans can find a way to criticize Mo Salah when he is one of our all-time Liverpool legends. He's one of the top 3 best players to ever play for Liverpool, I think, alongside probably Steven Gerrard and Kenny Dalglish. I would put Mo Salah up there, and he's definitely the greatest Premier League player for Liverpool, in my opinion, even probably surpassing Steven Gerrard's legacy, because Mo Salah also has a Premier League title to his name, and he probably should have 3 Premier League titles to his name if it wasn't for the cheating Manchester City breaking 115 financial fair play rules. But of course, Alexander Isak, or Isaac, not sure how to pronounce his name still, he shows Darwin Núñez and the rest of the Liverpool team how to finish, because Isak gets one chance in the second half and he takes it. He scores past Alisson, and what was really infuriating is that was actually Newcastle's first shot on target. After Liverpool had 19 or 20 shots at that point, Newcastle's second shot went in after Liverpool had 20 shots and only scored 1 goal. The opening goal was absolutely brilliant T-play move. Darwin Núñez tees up Mo Salah. Darwin Núñez was found by Luis Diaz in the box, so the front 3 combined brilliantly. And then the really bad news of this game, Dominic Szoboszlai pulled his hamstring, or he was holding his hamstring. And Dominic Szoboszlai already played 120% of an average Dominic Szoboszlai season in terms of minutes played on the football pitch. So it's really worrying that Liverpool, just when our injury problems are starting to ease a little bit, McAllister came on as a substitute and Jota came on as a substitute. They were both absolutely brilliant. But now we lose Szoboszlai, we lose Endo to the Asia Games, we lose Salah to the Africa Cup of Nations. Those will be big misses. 3 of our best players this season, Salah, Endo and Szoboszlai, will not play probably in January anymore. I hope that Szoboszlai's injury is not serious and that was just a precaution. Cody Gakpo came on for Darwin Núñez. I think that was absolutely justified, because Darwin Núñez, apart from getting us an assist, missed a lot of chances. As I said, he missed 3 big chances today, and that's still a concern. Darwin Núñez is finishing. He still only has 1 goal in like 12 or 13 games. Yeah, 1 goal in 13 games. Jota came on for Luis Diaz. It was a little bit harsh to take off Luis Diaz, who was absolutely electric, but of course Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp didn't want to risk Luis Diaz getting injured. And then Diogo Jota tees up Curtis Jones in the box after Mo Salah's brilliant pass to Jota. I think it was an absolutely brilliant team play move, and Diogo Jota was very unselfish. Curtis Jones had an empty net, so we basically walked the ball into the net. And then I think the pick of the bunch, Mo Salah's outside of the foot curling assist to Cody Gakpo, who was unmarked or not unmarked, but he timed his run perfectly, because VR were desperate, of course, to disallow any Liverpool goals, but that was level, so Cody Gakpo was just level with the defender. It wasn't offside, and Mo Salah's assist with the outside of his foot was magical. It was a thing of beauty. Mwah, chef's kiss. And Cody Gakpo scores the 3-1. The ball bubbled in off him. Of course, Darwin Núñez, in my opinion, is not just a bad finisher. He was very unlucky today, because sometimes he puts the ball into the corner, but Dubravka saves it. We have to talk about the brilliant goalkeeping of Dubravka. He made like 11 saves or 12 saves today. That must be another record at Anfield. And yet he still conceded 4 goals, even though he saved a penalty and 11 other shots from Liverpool. So Dubravka was absolutely brilliant, and this Newcastle team is decimated by injuries, but still they defended very resolutely. And the game was still not over at 3-1, because then from Newcastle's first or second corner, Sven Botman scores into the bottom corner. Pretty unmarked. There were a lot of Newcastle players in the same area and not enough Liverpool defenders. So Liverpool were still not home and dry in this one going into the last 10 minutes. But then, thankfully, Alexis McAllister shows why he's top class. With his outside of his foot, he puts a slide rule pass that reminded me of Steven Gerrard threading through balls to Fernando Torres. That was like that. Alexis McAllister threading heading a through ball between two defenders, Newcastle defenders, to Diogo Jota, who goes past Dubravka, and Dubravka cleans him out. He tried to dive for the ball. His elbow hits Jota's ankle or Achilles, and Jota falls over. It was a Stonewall penalty, even though Gary Neville said it was a dive at first, and then he realized there was contact. Gary Neville's commentary was absolutely disgraceful today on Sky Sports. He really shouldn't be allowed to commentate on Liverpool games because he's so biased, clearly biased against Liverpool. There is no coincidence that Gary Neville was labelled a rat when he was playing for Manchester United because of how he behaved against Liverpool. So Mo Salah this time still has the courage, the bravery to take that penalty. I will be honest, I was nervous. Probably the whole stadium was nervous, holding their breath. But Mo Salah sends Dubravka the wrong way and slots it home into the far corner, and that was thankfully game, set and match for Liverpool. But we made it so much hard work when we should have been 3-0 up at halftime or 4-0 up, and then this game would have been a lot more comfortable. But Liverpool overall had 7.3 XG, 34 shots in total, 15 shots on target. That is absolutely bonkers. Newcastle only had 5 shots, 3 on target. And remember, in the first half, Newcastle had 1 shot, 0 on target, not counting their offside goal. So it was an absolutely mad game. And I think we will really miss Mo Salah and Wataru Endo. They have been our 2 best players for the past few months. I think we will cope because probably McAllister will play at defensive midfield now in the absence of Endo. Curtis Jones was absolutely brilliant today. I loved Curtis Jones' performance. He scored a goal. He created 2 chances. He had 5 shots, an XG of 1.4. He also blocked 2 shots. He had 2 successful dribbles, 2 tackles, 6 ground duels, 1 out of 9. And also his passing was pretty good, 89% pass accuracy, which was absolutely fantastic. Dominic Szoboszlai had some misplaced passes, only 87% pass accuracy for Szoboszlai, but as I said, he probably played a little bit too much football because of Liverpool's injuries. Szoboszlai pretty much had to play almost every time, and now Liverpool have to get ready for the Arsenal game. But we are going into that game full of confidence, and thankfully we have almost a full week to prepare. So today is Monday, first day of the year, by the way. Happy New Year, brilliant start from Liverpool to kick off the year. And if this game is anything to go by, there is a rumor or a saying that the first day is like how the rest of the year will go. Liverpool fans are in for some absolute mad entertainment, because this game, despite me being a nervous wreck watching it, was absolutely box office, classic Premier League, rain pouring down at Anfield, relentless attacking display by Liverpool. Newcastle tried to defend with all they have. Absolutely fantastic game to watch. Really enjoyed it, despite, as I said, it was really nerve-wracking. My emotions were like this, an emotional roller coaster. That's what you call this game. But Liverpool have almost a full week to prepare for that huge Arsenal-Liverpool FA Cup game, and I would start Diogo Jota. I think our best attack is right now Salah, Gakpo and Jota, but we have to figure out a formation or a way to play without Salah. So probably I would start Jota on the right wing, Gakpo up front, Diaz on the left, and Darwin Núñez, sadly, because of his erratic and inconsistent finishing, he would be a bench player for me. Darwin Núñez can start in the League Cup games, but I would, in the FA Cup against Arsenal and in the Premier League against Bournemouth and Chelsea and Arsenal again, I would probably start Jota, Gakpo and Diaz, because they are just better finishers right now at the moment, and I'm really happy for Diogo Jota and Gakpo and Diaz. Diaz is back. That's so important. Diaz had a couple of months, understandably, where he was a little bit off form, but now he's back with full confidence, going at people, running at people, taking defenders on, roasting defenders, cooking defenders, getting fouls in the box. Diaz was fouled after a brilliant shimmy, a brilliant first and second touch. where he takes the ball away from the defender and then Diaz is taken out. It's a shame Salah missed that first penalty, because Diaz would have had an assist, not a classic assist but a fantasy Premier League assist because of that. And I think that Luis Diaz is back to his best. He now has full confidence, brimming with confidence, running at people, and he also, Diaz, scored a good goal which was disallowed for offside. So I think Luis Diaz is back, and I'm really looking forward to watching him play, because he's just such an exciting player to watch. Now Liverpool have to recover and just let's try and knock the Arsenal out of the FA Cup. That is going to be a really important game for Arsenal now, because they are going into the game with back-to-back defeats. Liverpool are going into the game with back-to-back wins. After that, Arsenal and Man United draw. And imagine if we would have beaten Arsenal and Man United. We would have been like 8 points clear of, or 9 points clear of Manchester City, with Manchester City having played one game less. But now we are 5 points clear of City and they have a game in hand. So yeah, it's not as comfortable of a position. But Man City go to Newcastle and to Brentford, and they play Burnley and Everton as well. They are on a good form, a good run of form. So this title race is still wide open, and I'm really looking forward to it. And I will be covering it on this channel. So hopefully you guys will stick around. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice evening. See you later. Goodbye.